What's up, fellas? So today is that wake up call episode. So have you ever felt like you've been struggling? I don't care what the struggle is. It could be in your faith, your family life, your health, wealth, your career. It doesn't matter, but you're struggling with something and you've been struggling for a long time. And it feels like things are not changing. If that's the case, today is going to be a wake up call for you because typically it means that it's hard look in the mirror, but we're just not growing. We're not learning the things that we should along the way. So, in this episode, we're going to be talking about what are the things that we need to understand, that we must understand, 5 things that you need to really understand and dive into in order to get past your current struggle today on Elite Performance. So here's the deal. Your struggle, I don't care what the struggle is, wasn't meant to last forever. I know you may be thinking, and listen, I'm talking about any area that you struggle in. And if you're watching this and you're thinking, like, I don't have no struggle, this ain't for you. Like, if you're on that perfect joint, like this is not for you, right? I'm talking about somebody who may be struggling, and it may be struggling in your faith. It may be struggling in your life as a husband. It may be struggling in your life as a father. It may be struggling in your life in your health, right? You may be struggling in your finances. It may be struggling in getting you clarity on your calling. It may be struggling in advancing in your career, but there is probably a struggle, and oftentimes there's a struggle that each of us has that's been going on for a long time, right? And so this is the wake up call episode. This is the wake up call episode where I'm probably going to irritate a few people. And I like what a friend of mine said. I interviewed him I was doing a summit and I interviewed him and he said, I'm not an inspirational speaker. I'm an irritational speaker because he said I want to irritate people to the point that they actually get up and do something. And the reality is many of us won't do something until it hurts bad enough. So my goal today, honestly, is to irritate you a little bit, but out of love. Okay. The struggle wasn't meant to last forever. The struggle, no matter what it is you're struggling with, was meant for you to learn and grow from, not last forever. So here's the wake up message that you understand is that if the struggle has been lasting for a really long time, you either haven't learned what you were supposed to learn or you haven't grown from your experiences in the past yet. Which means that if you're still struggling, that there hasn't been the growth that was required to get to the next level, or there hasn't been, we haven't learned or applied the things that we learned in order to advance, get past the struggle, and get to the next level in whatever it is. And so I think about, I'm not a big gamer anymore, but I used to play video games, and we used to have a little game system. I used to go to a friend's house. I didn't have a Super Nintendo. My friend had a Super Nintendo. So I go over to Mikey's house and we would play Super Mario Brothers. And you know how it was. There was sometimes, you would get to this level and you would get to one level where you felt like you'd mastered everything and you got Mario. You're trying to figure out, how do I get to the next level? Like, you just kind of roaming around with Mario and you're trying to figure out, like, what do I need to jump on? What boss do I need to kill? What did I overlook that's not allowing me to get to the next level? And you would look around and search because you'd hit a wall. You can't get to the next level. It's like there's something I'm missing here. It's the exact same thing here. We will stay stuck. We will stay struggling until we search for what it is. What is it that I need to do in order to advance? What is it that I need to do to get past this struggle? What is it that I need to do to lose this weight? What is it that I need to do to advance in my career? What is it that I need to do to get past this struggle or this sin or these poor decisions that I continually make over and over and over? The other thing I think about is you think about going to the gym, you think about lifting weights. You know, you put more weight on the bar because resistance creates growth. More weight on the bar creates growth. But here's the deal. You cannot grow if you've been going to the gym for a year, 2 years, and you still fooling with the 5-pound weights. If you still fooling with the 5-pound weights and you've been going to the gym constantly, something's not being done right. The goal is we're supposed to, if you're still struggling with the 5 pounds, there's something we're not doing right. So we got to figure it out. We got to figure out how we can get to the next level. You've been lifting weights for a year. You should hopefully be lifting more weights, a year from the time that you started than you were whenever you first started. That means you grew. That means you learned how to work out. And listen, man, I get it, man. I'm not saying this saying I didn't struggle myself. Listen, I struggled, man. I struggled for a long time with being a loving husband and respecting my wife in every way as a husband, both in and outside of the home. I struggle with anger as a father. I struggle with forgiving other people. Heck, I struggle with forgiving my father, held on to it for years. Struggle in taking my health to the next level. Struggle with being a real friend. I'm talking about a real friend, not this conditional friend or this reciprocal friend. Like, long as you do for me, I'll do for you. Matter of fact, I may not even do for you unless you do for me. Hey, what can I get from this relationship type of mentality? I struggle with that. And then most men, let's be real, it's the three S's that we struggle with that will be a downfall for us: our salary, sex, and status. Those are the three things that are destroying us as men. So, what in those areas are you struggling with? See, there's some things you're going to have to understand. There are things that you must understand in order to get past the struggle. And I just want to cut to the chase, because if we can limit the amount of mistakes along the way and limit, having to continue the struggle to be just drug on constantly, I want to tell you, based on my experience of struggle and helping people get past certain struggle and accelerate getting past that struggle, I want to limit the amount of time that you have to struggle in whatever area, because here's what I know. I know you can get past it. I know it. But it's typically because we're not learning and growing. And so there are 5 things that we need to understand in order to get past whatever the struggle is that you're going through. There are 5 things that you must understand. First thing is this: you are at your optimum. You perform at your most optimum level in every area of life the closer you are in relationship with God. I'm going to say that again. You are at your optimum as a father. You are at your optimum as a husband. You are at your optimum as an employer. You are at your optimum as an employee. You are at your optimum as a business owner. You are at your optimum health. You are at your optimum path to wealth. The closer you are in relationship to God, you are at your optimum performance, and it is in direct relationship with how close you are in your relationship with God. It took me forever to accept this. It took me forever to accept this. I was so hard-headed. I tried to do everything on my own, tried to do anything outside of really build that relationship with God. And finally, it just got to a point where it was the last door open. I said, you know what? I'm going to reluctantly go through this door, God. I'm going to reluctantly go through this door, Jesus. And I'm glad I did, because as a result, I saw every aspect of my life change. We talked about those areas that I struggled in. As a husband, I've changed drastically. I can look in the mirror now and I'm proud of myself. Do I have work to do? Always. We always do, but I'm growing. I've grown past over the last few years as a result of that, right? My anger as a father has calmed down, right? The ability to forgive my father, have a relationship with him. My health has gotten to the best health I've been in my life since, I was young, in my late 30s and 40s now. Friendships, everything has changed drastically once I accepted the fact that I'm at my best in every area of life when I'm in the closer I am in my relationship with God. Just accept it, go toward it, and you can limit a whole bunch of hurt, mistakes, and pain. Second thing you got to understand is that this whole thing called life, is designed for you to get closer to God and grow and improve, or get further away from Him, stay stuck, and continue to be unfulfilled. I'm going to say that again. This whole life is designed to either go in the direction of God, grow, learn, and improve, or not go in that direction, continue to stay stuck and unfulfilled. You are either going in one of those two directions, and no, you cannot stay still, because if you stay still, by definition, you are staying stuck and time is passing. And the longer you wait to make the decision to go in the right direction for God, the more you're staying stuck and unfulfilled. You see, you got to look at it like this, man. This whole thing called life was designed in such a way that God is the cure. He is the answer. And direct relationship, close to our relationship with Him, it's the cure. You're going to hear me beat this into your head constantly. Relationship, relationship, relationship with God, because it's the answer. But here's the deal: this whole thing has been designed to be in relationship, and that if you're not, that there will continue to be pain, because that relationship is the cure. So imagine going to a doctor. Imagine having an issue. Imagine having cancer, if you will, right? Imagine having cancer, and the doctor says, I have this cure. I have this cure for you. And you refuse to take the cure. What's going to happen the longer you decide not to take the cure? Yes, you will continue to get sick as long as you continue to resist the cure, right? And so what'll happen is you'll get sick, you'll continue to get more sick, you'll get ill, you'll feel bad, and eventually you'll feel bad to the point where you'll say, you know what? Okay, hopefully you say, okay, I will take the cure. Let me be clear with this. God is the cure. So the more we resist it, the more sick, ill, painful, bumps on the head, bruises, mistakes that will happen until we get in line with the cure. That's how this whole life is designed. See, I think simple. I gotta have simple concepts in my head to think about it. Like if there's struggles, it's all directed to try and make sure that I'm getting right and in right relationship to be able to get past the struggle, to grow, learn, and be my optimum, which is being in relationship with Him. Third thing that you have to understand is that God's been chasing you this entire time to be in a relationship, because He ain't crazy. He knows that He's best for you. He made you. So He's been chasing you this entire time out of love to try and help you be your best. And He's been chasing you with His hand out. Just saying, but see, the thing is, He's got His hand out constantly, but waiting for us to take that hand. He can't force us to take His hand. He wants us to willingly take His hand, but He always has that hand out, ready and willing, out of love, no matter how much we have neglected Him, no matter how much we have hurt Him. Out of love, pure, unadulterated, unconditional love, still has His hand out. Still has His hand out when we're making mistakes. Still has His hand out whenever we're making horrible decisions. Still has His hand out when we run away from Him, chasing us with His hand out, saying, hey, man, I'm ready to pick you up, ready to partner up whenever you're ready, out of love, unconditional. And so the sooner you take His hand, the sooner you'll see things change. That's it. He wants you to depend on Him instead of you depending on you, because He knows what He's capable of in your life and how incapable you are compared to what He can do in your life. So I'll say that again. He wants you to depend on Him instead of you depending on you, because He knows best. How many of you have kids and you watch your kids struggle with something that you told them a long time ago? If you just did this, like, or if you just accepted my help, like, it's going to go better. And you know that it's going to go better. They don't know because they want to do it their way. Okay, cool. I mean, it's no different. It's like He's watching us being like, how long is He going to keep doing this until He realizes that I'm the answer? Right? We just need to take His hand. Fourth thing you got to understand is that many of us, we have forgotten who we are. And this is something that I'm really passionate about. We have just forgotten who we are. We've forgotten what our true identity is, or we never really knew who we were. We've forgotten who we are, man. Let me remind you, you are a child of the God of the universe. People talk about the universe delivering this and that. Let me tell you, God is bigger than the universe. Okay, let's be real. God is bigger than the universe. You are a child of the God of the universe. That God will not leave you or let you go, right? You are his child, made in his image. Let's be clear of what the standard is. God made Adam in his image, perfect, amazing, amazing. I mean, in his image, with the likeness of God in us. That's the standard. That is the standard. Don't forget that. Don't forget who you are. You must have forgotten who you are this whole time. Don't don't get it twisted. You are phenomenal and great. That's how you were made. And not only made, but designed to live in abundance. Yes, we do have a flaw. We do have a nature of bad decisions. We do have a sinful nature. However, that is not who you are. That is part of your nature, which is why we need God, which is why we need a savior. But who you are in your core, dude, fearfully, wonderfully made, co-heir with Christ. This is who you are. And you cannot forget that as you get stuck in your struggle. Because the mind will try to trick you and think like, I can't, I'm a failure. It's not going to happen. Like, who am I to think I'm not worthy? No, you are worthy because that's who God says you are. I'm only here to remind you of that. That's number 4. Don't forget who you are. Number 5 is this. The sooner you realize that you're going to experience change much faster with help by reaching out for help from God, and help from other men around you who have been down this walk, the sooner you'll change. The sooner you just accept the help, the sooner that you realize that you can't do it all on your own. Now, here's the deal. You may be able to do it on your own. I haven't met somebody who is on this spiritual growth path that has not reached out to help with someone else. Look, so you may be that one dude, but here's what I'm gonna tell you. It's just gonna be a lot harder. So the sooner you realize that you changing and you experiencing change will happen faster with help, the sooner you'll change because you'll either seek out the help or you'll accept the help. And that's not a sign of weakness, fellas. That's a sign of wisdom. Help is not a sign of weakness, it's a sign of wisdom. Those are the 5. And rewind this. I'm not going to tell you the summary, just rewind it if you want to get the 5. But here's the deal. You have to understand those 5 things. And oh, by the way, if you're listening to this and it seems, and everything I'm saying seems like, you know what, man, I'm good. No, I'm not, I'm good. He's not talking to me on this one. You know, always a good message, but like, I'm good. And you're thinking like, this doesn't really apply to me. And God isn't number 1 priority in your life above all things. Then let me tell you, man, it's just a matter of time before there's a struggle. Because again, everything is designed to make sure that we are in direct relationship with him and that he is priority above all things. And so if he's not, and everything seems to be good right now, I'm trying to help you out from hitting a brick wall, from the future struggle, because everything is designed for us to go back to him anyway. And if therefore he is not in his rightful place, you can expect at some point something to happen so that our performance gets halted, gets stuck. We were designed to perform and crush life, but we cannot do it without being in direct relationship with the person who created us to be this monster in every area of life. So if you think this don't apply to you, you already lost. I told you this episode is going to be a wake up episode. It is time for us to decide to grow, to spiritually grow and personally develop. It has to be a new standard. Part of what I want to do is create an absolute new standard for what it is to be a man who believes in God and believes in the word of God, period. Right? That's it. A new standard. And it really shouldn't be a new standard. It is the standard of how we were supposed to live anyway. So here's what I want you to do, fellas. Look, here's the call to action. Here's what I want you to do. I just want you to go ahead and say, listen, I'm going to go ahead and make sure I establish and prioritize this relationship with God now. I'm tired. tired of trying to do it on my own. I'm ready. And I'm gonna walk through this door. I'm gonna walk through the door of God. I'm gonna walk through this door that He's been having open for you, and I'm gonna grab His hand because He's been holding it out there this entire time to try and help you be your best you. We've tried to find every other thing to try and help us be our best to us, and it will not ever fulfill, and it will not ever sustain. And I am testament to that. So I just want you to be like, look, all right, I'm going to establish that relationship now. And I'm going to prioritize that relationship now. And here's the deal. The reason I'm here is if I can help you establish that relationship, if I can help you spiritually grow, if I can help you personally develop, there is a process, there's a way to do it. I'm not saying my way is the only way. What I'm saying is that it is a way. Be more than happy to help you.